This one's gonna be dark. Okay, so what this video is basically supposed to do is this will kind of serve as the story so far for me. Just kind of giving you some background where I came from, so you're a little more familiar with like what I'm doing now and how that's kind of a big deal for me compared to where I started. Okay, so to keep this all in perspective, I'm going to start out where I was with things. Then I'll talk about the shift that made me want to change, or that made me able to change. Then I'm going to talk about where I am now, and then maybe a little bit about the future. Alright, so where was I? At the beginning, throughout most of my childhood, I was pretty chunky to begin with. I just like to eat. It's how I've always been. That's how I still am. But so high school sports rolled around, and I kind of found my niche. You know, I was a big guy, so so I naturally was a good lineman. Being heavy in middle school does a lot of the job for you as an O-line. In high school, I went to D-line, but I was still pretty chunky. I had pretty good speed for my size, but that's beside the point. My sophomore year, I was competing for a starting spot on our state championship team, and the first 5 minutes of preseason, I tore my meniscus, and from there it was basically a big shitstorm of weight gain. There'd be 2 more knee scopes after that, just to kind of chop up more of the stuff, and I ballooned up to, at the height of everything, about 320 pounds. And that was just bad. Just to give you some examples of some of the shit I would do, it was around 2011. It was the year the Elder Scrolls Skyrim came out, and that winter break, I remember that basically all I did is get up, play Elder Scrolls, eat gummy bears, and go back to bed. 6-pound bags of gummy bears. Probably went through 1 or 2 a week. It was outrageous. So I'm 320 pounds. So blah 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 blah. I go through high school. I pretty much stay around 300. Junior, senior year, I dropped down to, just for the sake of wrestling, I was around high 2s and everything. And my self-confidence was in kind of the gutter, I want to say. I thought I did, but I didn't really have any real self-confidence. I was strong, for a high schooler. I squatted I squatted high 4s, benched about my body weight, so low 3s, and then we didn't really deadlift too much. Deadlifted mid 4s. But there was this big void where confidence should be, and that really affected me as an athlete, really. There's things I wish I could go back and do with my mindset now and do over, but anyway, so that's basically where I was. The shift came when I realized that for most of my life, most of my friends, really I wouldn't consider friends anymore, in that I was kind of more of the fatty make a funny type guy. I found my niche and everything, and I was a pretty funny kid, and I enjoyed making people laugh, but at the end of the day, that's all I was to them. I didn't have any more depth to me in their eyes than he was just there. I'm just there for their pleasure. That's how I saw it, and that's how it was. And so, in that realization, it just kind of pissed me off, It's like, and it just kind of culminated with the whole weight gain and everything. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something for me. I like training. I decided not to do college sports just because of my knee injuries and everything. And I figured, you know what? I think I can do better on my own. So this kind of whole shift in mentality, and this was mostly the transition into college. I was so internally motivated by this anger and sadness that people didn't think anything of me, I was worthless. And I kind of did some mental gymnastics and flipped that around, you know what, there's something in me that you don't have, and I'm going to use that to make something of myself. It just culminated, and then it just kind of sparked this fire in me that allowed me to basically put myself through this heinous amount of calorie restriction and workouts. And this is really when the whole I became open to the fitness industry and really started learning. So at this point, I was macro dieting, and I had a complete bro bodybuilding split. It was, chest, shoulders, legs, back, arms. That was it. So it was all high volume. I did not give a shit about strength for some reason at this time, and I really did get down. I got around 212, and I will insert a picture of me at around 212. So this was the result of the shift in my mentality and the ability to control my surroundings, and I really came out of it on top of things. It has to come from within, and so at one level this is all from within. It's because I want to do it for the sake of doing it. I will never make money from powerlifting. I'm doing it because it's for the sake of doing it. I find the activity rewarding, and but bitten me by the iron bug, and it'll probably be with me for life. And at the other level that I was mentioning earlier, it really is a sense of like, I mean, I'm still like going for a great career and everything, but it stems from this sense of just people just not believing in you. They think you won't amount to anything. It's like you just take that and you bottle that shit up inside, and then it eats at you for a long time, and then eventually it's just, you know what? I'm gonna make something of myself. And it manifests itself. God, I can't tell you how intense I get sometimes when I'm deadlifting, because that's all I think about is these people that doubt me, that have made fun of me my whole life because I was chubby, and I guess that's where a lot of the intensity comes from, I guess is what I'm trying to say. April-ish of 2015. That's when I kind of started to take up powerlifting. I basically bottomed out my weight. I was doing like an hour. I was running like 3 or 4 miles a day. And being a big kid most of my life, that's just really rough. So I started looking into powerlifting. I started upping my calories a little bit, and I changed up the macro dieting a little bit. I'm still macro dieting at this time while I first started getting back into power training, and then eventually into powerlifting. And at the beginning of everything, starting power training again, I remember testing out the first week. I decided my deadlift was about 4. My 405 doubled me over in squat. I couldn't squat 4 plates. And for bench, I think I was about 265 or something. I had recently dislocated my shoulder playing rugby. That's a story for a different time. But so my strength is not great for where I was previously in life. I mean, and that calorie restriction will do that to you. So at this point, I'm about 2,500 calories a day, around 220 pounds body weight. And basically from April till I got home for the summer, I was just doing powerlifting, and I think my bench, squat, and deadlift all rose by a good 30, 40 pounds. And that's really when, I worked at our old high school, so my brother and I were just lifting pretty much every chance we got. And calories were, because I was home, and my grandma's cookies are to die for, so I ate more. I didn't really blow up in weight. I was probably mid 230s. And that's when really things really started to take off. So where I am now is I just recently competed in my first powerlifting competition. I totaled relatively decent. I totaled 1253 at 220 in the teen division. I'm 19, and I squatted 460. That came up like a dream. I really should have gone higher in squat. For bench, hit 270. I've hit 300 in training just fine, but I got a little greedy, and through plenty of excuses I could make, I got greedy, shot for 300 and missed it twice. So I hit 270 on bench, which is, it's all right. And then for deadlift, I PR'd at 523, which was really exciting. It doesn't totally do this, but it in a little way legitimizes the things I've done, in that, there's hundreds of thousands, there's millions of people that talk about competing, or, they lift at the gym, but they never really do anything, and this puts me in the category of people that have just gone out and done it. And if I didn't just go and do it, I know I wouldn't have, because in my mind, I'd never be strong enough to compete. Beside the point, so I just went out and did it. So that's kind of where I'm at now. Just to look at where I'm going, I definitely plan on competing again. Hopefully before I cross over into the junior class, I'll be able to compete maybe at the Iowa State Fair. Hopefully, I'll still be able to make 220. I'm probably mid 220s, low 230s right now, so that's good. I plan to keep powerlifting. My nutrition right now is I had to stop with the macro dieting, because it kind of turned into an excuse to eat sugar at the end of the day for me. So 3 meals a day, just a meat, a vegetable, and a carb. Tons of water. And that's kind of where I'm at now. And then if I'm ever famished or just like I'm dying, I need some calories, I will chug a protein shake or two. So that's kind of where I'm at now. Things are looking good, and I'm very optimistic to see where this will take me. And if I don't compete again before I'm a teen, my brother and Josh and I, and you'll kind of hear about him every now and again on this channel, we'll definitely be competing at the Iron Battle on the Mississippi in, I think, July 16th, 17th in Dubuque. This has been my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, and I will see you all next time.